Many Six Flags theme parks don't really have the best of reputations, and if you've ever been to one, you may have found that this is actually warranted, especially when you compare some of the other bigger players in the theme park industry. The parks aren't always the cleanest, and the rides aren't always well maintained, and the theming at most of their parks leaves a lot to be desired. But our time at Six Flags Fiesta Texas proved that Six Flags can be so much better. Six Flags Fiesta Texas has arguably the best theming of any Six Flags park, an incredible setting to the park, and excellent rides. Honestly, when comparing this experience to my other Six Flags amusement park experiences, I don't even understand how they're the same company. Going into this park, I knew that they had excellent rides and I was really excited to get on a couple of them. But what I wasn't expecting was the level of theming of certain areas of this park. And they also had a pretty good lineup of kids rides. I actually thought that this was a really well-balanced park for the whole family. This pretty decent collection of kids rides really allowed us to take Sadie on a lot of these rides. So like I mentioned, this theme park has an incredible setting that's very unique to this park. It's actually set in an old quarry, which the theme park uses very well to its advantage in both the theming and as well as a couple rides. One of the rides that takes advantage of the quarry wall is the ride Superman Krypton Coaster, which is a 168-foot tall floorless coaster, and this coaster has been a fan favorite floorless coaster for a lot of enthusiasts. But the section of the park that I think uses the quarry wall the best is Crack Axle Canyon, which is a steampunk themed area themed after a 1920s Texan boomtown. It features an incredible RMC roller coaster called Iron Rattler, which is a hybrid roller coaster, and it uses the quarry wall to dive up and down the quarry, making for a very unique and very exciting ride. After having ridden it, I can definitely say it is one of my favorite roller coasters I've ever ridden. And this section of the park is actually themed incredibly well. I was actually shocked at how well themed this area was. It's probably my favorite themed area in any Six Flags park I've ever been to. Everything from the ride theming to the setting to the buildings and the stores and the restaurants really just seemed to mesh all together really well. This is probably the first theme area of a Six Flags park I walked into and really noticed the theming and could really admire it for what it was. Before going to Fiesta Texas, I can't remember a single themed area from a single Six Flags I've ever been to. But having talked about Iron Rattler and the quarry wall, this leads me to my biggest warning about attending this park. If you intend on riding all these roller coasters, you absolutely need to know that wind is a huge issue here. The same quarry walls that makes Fiesta Texas so unique also cause very high wind. Because of this, ride shutdowns are a very frequent occurrence here. In fact, most of the roller coasters are on the perimeter of this quarry wall. So if you're heading to Six Flags, I would make sure that you get on those rides as soon as possible because there is a good chance that they will be shut down by the end of the day. So when you arrive to the park, the order I recommend is going to the right and going immediately to Iron Rattler. After you're done with Iron Rattler, make sure you go to Superman, which I was actually not able to do because it closed for wind that day. I should have taken that under consideration sooner because I did see Superman open earlier in that day, but I did not take advantage of it and I missed out on the ride entirely. After you do Superman, then you must do Wonder Woman, which is also on the perimeter of the park, but doesn't go up on the quarry wall, but is an incredibly awesome ride. You absolutely need to do this. It's a very unique track design called an Rmc Raptor. Because of the way that the train hugs the track, your center of gravity is very low, which allows the roller coaster designers to give you very tight turns and very quick jostling movements that you only get on this specific type of roller coaster. It honestly gives you sensations that I've never felt on a roller coaster. I highly recommend you do this ride. But like I mentioned in past videos, I fancy myself a little bit of a coaster enthusiast, so I really enjoy going to these parks and riding these big ticket rides like Iron Rattler and Wonder Woman. But one ride I did not expect to be as good as it was is Poltergeist. This launch coaster really took me through a loop because it is actually a really impressive coaster. Not only did it have a great launch out of the gate, but the track is so long and so satisfied. It has really good pacing for a ride that I didn't even know existed here. It kind of gets overshadowed by some of these bigger ticket rides like Iron Rattler, Superman, Wonder Woman, which are incredible world-class rides. But don't miss out on Poltergeist and a lot of other rides like Batman. These are also pretty decent rides. So make sure you get on the rides that are on the perimeter of the park first. Like I said, my suggested path would be Iron Rattler, Superman, then Wonder Woman, and then you can fill out the other rides as you go throughout the day. If you get to the park and Iron Rattler is too long of a wait, you could do the reverse. Do Wonder Woman, Superman, then Iron Rattler. But that's the order that I would recommend. So if you found this video or any of our other videos informative, please consider subscribing. In our next video, we're going to be talking about our trip to Aruba. Thank you so much for watching.